What's up guys, it's that Pentagon. I'm here again with another video, and today we're going to be looking at the developer feedback and we're going to be talking about this. Personally, I think a lot of these are pretty solid updates. There were some mixed reactions that look like a lot of frowny faces for some reason, which to be honest I don't understand. Besides the skin, I think a lot of these were good updates. I mean, maybe people are just dissatisfied with the game, so they just hate any update that comes out, or maybe I'm missing something. Maybe I'm just coping. I don't know. That being said, let's hop into this. Let's talk about the updates, and I also want to hear what you guys think. So after this, maybe drop a comment and tell me if you guys agree or disagree with my opinions, my rationale, whatever the case. All right. So starting off on the first question, question 1: Are there any plans to adjust the matchmaking system and rewards for Archipelago raid, as they are not very reasonable? To be honest, I have not heard this question. If this has been asked, it's a very niche question in comparison to, let's say, Genesis War. So that is kind of weird. I don't know if they just make up some of these questions, because for instance, like question 4, when will the next heroes can be released? I just don't think people are asking these questions unless they are just the biggest spenders in the game and they're like, hey, I need to use money now, so add something, right? That being said, okay. Sorry, I had a freaking gulp. Thank you for your valuable feedback and suggestion for Archipelago Raid. In order to further enhance your gaming experience, we plan to optimize Archipelago Raid in the various ways outlined below. Warzone adjustments. So compared to, obviously Genesis War, if you are not familiar, there are war zones, and this kind of filters out matchmaking a bit with Alliance Might, which I think that overall this is a good update. Some people have been complaining like, hey, they should do better at maybe checking like a T6 ratio or whales and all this. And although I do agree, and they can still do that with the current, changes, which I think are still good changes, I think one, I don't know how easy that is. If I'm gonna be honest, although this game gets a lot of flack for their matchmaking, I feel like that's honestly any game. And if I'm gonna be honest, out of the games I've played, Doomsday actually has some of the better matchmaking in some cases. I wouldn't say it's amazing, right? There's still definitely better games out there with matchmaking, but honestly, it's not the worst. I think it does get a lot of hate, but if I'm going to be honest, I don't know how easy it is to design a matchmaking system that's going to be as accurate as people want it to be, so I don't know. I feel like making it might based and for allowing players to at least take control of how they want to match into their own hands is honestly a really nice addition. I think one of the biggest issues with AR right now is, for example, if you're like a 4 billion Might Alliance, you can drop all the way down to 4 billion and you still might get put into G1 just because that's your luck, and you don't even need whales in your team because you've seen it multiple times. It's not like these are high tier groups that are always getting thrown in G1. It's just how your luck kind of folds, Whereas this allows you to at least control your Alliance Might, to control what brackets you're landing in. So at the very least, if you want to land in Elite Warzone, you're able to drop enough Might. And yeah, so they basically have Apex Warzone. It'll be the top 100 alliances, Elite Warzone 101 through 500 alliances, and Fearless Warzone ranks 501 through 2200. They also did ranking optimization to allow commanders to check their alliance rankings in real time. We have added alliance might rankings during the registration period of the event. Now you can keep track of your alliance rankings at any time to plan for victory. This is honestly a great update. I think this was one of the biggest issues about Genesis War, was that alliances kind of went in blind and you were just guessing, right? You were like, hey, I'm going to assume that rank 32, for instance, right? Because it's the top 32 alliances that get into Apex Warzone. I'm going to assume that this group is at so and so much might, and you are basically tossing the dice on what Warzone you're landing in some of these cases. And some groups might get screwed over because they aren't able to properly control or filter out players with that understanding. So yeah. Alright, and they also add a new merit award system. During the Archipelago raid, alliance leaders can distribute merit chests to alliance members based on their performance. Merit chests come in various grades: grand, legendary, epic, and elite. There are a limited number of chests for each grade. Each member can only be allocated 1 merit chest per event. Alliance members. So basically, this is kind of like a president passing out, the presidential chest, right, every week. I do think that this is a good update. I mean, I don't really see anything wrong with it. Better to have something than not. I did see someone complaining in here, right? What is it? They were like, I really hope these merit chests won't bite you in the ass, as they can only be handed out by an R5's. And will only be handed out to R5's friends all the time while everybody else gets the shaft. I hate this like kind of analysis because it's like when you think about it, if an R5's doing that, that's not a great leader, right? You should just honestly leave that leave that alliance at that point. You know what I mean? I mean, the same can be said about presidents just handing out chests, right? It's better to have the chests that you can hand out than not, right? Because some good regions will properly hand them out, some regions won't, you know. And I try to hand my R's out based off like I feel like how much people contribute in like war and stuff. So that's probably I'm gonna hand it out this time as well. I don't really like I don't know. I just don't really agree with this this sentiment, right? Um, as long as you have a good leader, they're going to hand them out properly, right? And if you don't have a good leader, leave that alliance, frankly. Okay, so alliance members must be in the alliance participating in the event to receive merit chests. Merit chests have a distribution period and can't be distributed after the event ends, or after it ends. So maybe this can still be handed out after the event. I don't really know. It says after it ends, so we'll see. We'll see. I mean, I don't really have any problems with it. I think this is still a good addition. They do mention here the devices and that there will be some, I guess, of these device fragments or whatever that you can get in these chests that you're distributing. So that is kind of interesting. And I don't know. I feel like this is going to be kind of sucky because you're going to have to, you know, for example, right? I want to give mine out to my strongest contributors. So I want to give it to generally my biggest fighters. But then maybe, like, let's say T5s and T4 players who aren't able to contribute as much will feel left out. But if I don't give it to our bigger fighters, they won't be able to develop properly and kind of have more of an impact on the battlefield and, you know, in rallies and whatnot. So, you know, it's a double-edged sword in some cases. But they do say the gravity propeller and gravity controller are coming soon. These cool armaments can be obtained from the merit chest. Hopefully, they will add them as well in like War Meets War, for instance. Because I, for instance, do have the what is it called? The IE augmenter, right? I have it at 4 stars. I'm kind of working on it, trying to get it to 5 stars as soon as possible. But I do have an epic I have an epic device as my secondary device on my main hero. So I do want to eventually get a pretty solid legendary device that can kind of replace it, you know. But yeah, this one I think is a pretty solid update to Archipelago Raid. Could be more better updates, but I still think that that's, you know, all around really good. Okay, so question 2. Will the Alliance participation and rewards for Genesis War be improved? Thank you for your enthusiastic feedback, Commander. We also make whatever. Adding Alliance Might rankings during the registration period. So basically what they added to Archipelago Raid is the same exact thing. You're basically going to be able to see your Alliance rank in real time as you're registering. You know what I mean? So you can kind of have more control over that and where you're going to land. It says loosening participation criteria. I would assume maybe that means the amount of alliances that can participate, right? I was mentioning this actually in my recent stream, if you guys had seen it all, or I was talking about it. They should gradually, I feel like, increase the amount of alliances that can participate. They don't need to drop, let's say, oh, now 2,500 alliances can participate. No, maybe add 5, maybe add 10 slots every single round of Genesis War, because the more regions that are obviously going to be released, the more alliances that are playing, the more players that are kind of probably spread out and playing throughout these alliances. And I don't know, making it like too small and keeping it at like 2,000 alliances will just make it really hard for, I guess, you know, more growing groups or more groups coming in to kind of participate. Adding the merit award system. Okay, I guess we'll see about that. Don't really have any information there. Adding new device armaments. They kind of really set that up here. I'm assuming, you know, it basically works the same, right? It says new merit award system. Going to work the same. Probably give out the same chest, give out the same devices, and whatever else kind of come in those little goodie bags, basically. And they basically just keep saying, please refer to the actual update for the final adjustment details. Because if you guys don't know, obviously things can change at the last minute. So some of these might change up. It's unlikely since they've already kind of dropped them. But, you know, some things might change up, or they might add a few additional features that, you know, might come in. And they're like, hey, you know, for anything official, just make sure to check out the, I guess, actual patch notes or the actual update itself. Question 3. Many missions and rewards in game require continuous tapping. It feels quite a bit tiring. Can it be improved? So I do agree it can be tedious, it can be repetitive. I don't even do like my daily quests. I don't do radar anymore. So maybe they'll make it a little bit easier and make it a little bit simpler, and obviously this is also kind of because I have so many accounts that it becomes much more tiring, and I'm like, hell no. We are also working on optimization for controls, so stay tuned. I am pretty happy for that. Hopefully it's something that I can take advantage of, okay? And let's see. Okay, well, it's just a series who responded to that. And the final question. Question 4, when will the new hero skin be released? And which hero skin will it be? Answer 4. Also, I want to say I don't think anybody was asking this, and if anybody was asking this, it was just curiosity. I don't think they want to buy the skin, Okay, answer 4. Thank you for your interest in hero skins. Exciting news for you. Cynthia and Catherine are getting new skins simultaneously. Catherine's Cyber Sweetheart and Cynthia's Ball Phantom are arriving at the same time. Get ready for their gorgeous transformations. Let's go. Yay, yay, yay. I'm not actually happy, by the way. So we do have Cynthia here. I'm going to be honest. I don't dig the skin compared to her normal design. I kind of like her rough design more. I think this gives her too much of a polished look. I don't really enjoy the whole... It looks like she's just trying too hard, if I'm going to be honest. Maybe I'm just weird, but I just don't like it, right? As for the Catherine design, I think this is actually a pretty cool design. Kind of killer. I dig it. I dig it overall. So no complaints on the design, although it's gonna be a money machine, right? It's gonna be a money magnet. Gotta pump some money to get those skins, obviously, probably a few $100s. So not gonna happen for me, but I do dig the designs in any case. That being said, that is about it to the feedback. I want to hear what you guys think about it. If you guys are kind of looking forward to this, I generally think a lot of these are, more so positives than not. So I don't know. You guys let me know in the comment section what you guys think. I do appreciate you guys, though, for watching as always. Hope you guys did enjoy the video. I will see you guys in the next one, and that is about it. Peace out.